All right, GFFL, we're back again, our Week 6 edition. But the only way we can really probably start out Week 6 is with our pregame ritual.
Oh, dude, that looks like a weak shot. I'm just saying.
Okay, my shot glass is way bigger than yours.
It looks like a little flute, like the girls give you out when you go to the bar.
No,
there's.
This is 1.5 ounces, probably 2 ounces in there.
Okay.
Anyways, cheers.
What was in that, Hoof?
Fireball. All right, I got to open up this beer here. I got the dragon breath right now. All right, so once again, got to thank our sponsors for this week's show.
Sent us a package.
I know Matt's got a package.
Right here.
You can see it.
Only package.
Becker Sports Cards and Collectibles. Maybe I should hide his address. Whoops.
I already showed
bro. So anyways, you got yours open already, right?
I just made sure. I just cracked a little bit of it just to make sure I didn't need a knife. But yeah.
Okay. You want to open yours first?
Nah, no. Same time.
All right, cool.
Oh wait, it's not even in view.
All right, so I just want to say you check out the high quality packaging you get when you deal with Becker Sports Cards and Collectibles, and then when you pull it out, you got that really great packaging here. You got it nice and protected.
Oh yeah, damn it, I might need a knife.
So that way, when you send your cards in to get graded, they're not all messed up, scratched up, corners bent.
Precision. I got a nice little sticker in there too, Hoof. Look at that.
Oh, nice, dude. He's got stickers.
That's going right on the beer fridge behind me.
Talk about like really going all out. Oh, looks like you got the sticker. I didn't get it.
Ha ha ha.
Damn.
Maybe dig deep. It might be in there.
Oh yeah. Oh man, nice. Dude, this is sick.
Right, I'm gonna flip these around so I can't see him. Oh, you got 2 stickers?
Yeah, man.
Maybe I got another one.
This is awesome.
You might just be lucky with 2 stickers.
The Bob,
there are 2.
Bob hooked us up with some cool stuff.
He just really does it.
Yeah, man. He goes all out. So I got a Keenan Allen, one of my fantasy players. He sent us a bunch of our fantasy players. Check that out.
I wish I had a better team.
Yeah. Ronald Jones, season ticket. His USC card. That's pretty cool. Of course, my main man, Derrick Henry. Whitest. Hit me up if you want to buy this card, bro. I know you want it. And then finally, we got our Mint Chew, Copenhagen Mint Chew.
Right. So is that yours?
Yeah, that's mine.
We got some Robbie Anderson action right there.
Nice.
Tony Pollard season ticket. I don't know what that means, but it looks pretty cool.
Nice.
Getting a lot of glare. Can't help it. David Montgomery. Oh, yeah. I'm cutting him soon. I'm just kidding. Oh, this is a dope LaMichael Perrine. It's a Florida card.
Oh, dude, that's cool.
Isn't that sweet? And it's like cutout too.
It's like a die cut. Yeah, die cut. That's cool,
yeah,
man.
That's a really sweet card. Hopefully he turns into something.
Is that a rookie card?
I don't know. If Becker was on here, he could tell us.
Well, wouldn't that be funny if like P. Ryan like ended up being like this Hall of Famer and that thing ended up being worth like thousands?
He'd be like, "Hey man, remember when I gave you that card? I want half."
Like, you want to stay in the league? You're gonna give me that card back, bro. But
hey,
anyway,
really appreciate it, bro. You didn't have to do that, and that was really cool. So thank you.
You know what I'm most happy about now? Every episode when we go, like I could just hold up this sticker instead of my stupid phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it back right behind me here.
Oh yeah,
on the beer fridge. We'll just do that. We'll just do that right now. Maybe not. I don't have the nails for it, but it's going right back there next to that Penguins, Pirates Steelers logo. So. Well,
anyways, but we've got to thank our sponsor, hooking us up, giving us some sweet cards, some cool stickers. Like I said, really nice packaging. If you guys want to buy anything, make sure you hit him up. He's a eBay expert and
10% off with the code "fuck you, Tim."
Yes, it's actually 21% off, not 20.
Yeah.
But so anyways, man, you doing good this weekend? I know you were telling me you had you had a pretty fun weekend.
Yeah, I had a bachelor party Friday, Saturday, and then a 2-year-old's birthday party, my daughter, on Sunday, which is why I couldn't do the show last night. I want to make it known that I was not drunk. I was hungover, but I was not drunk.
I was.
You were. So we postponed the show to tonight, which I kind of like anyway, because then we usually have a game to talk about that's coming down that's being played live in front of us. So kind of worked out.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. We do have a close game that's really heavily dependent on this Monday night game. But talk about life, right? The life that you're in right now, where you're going to a bachelor party, which back in the day would have been like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Until you realize that your 2-year-old's birthday is on Sunday. That's like something out of that movie we used to watch in college all the time. It had Will Ferrell in it. I can't remember now.
Old School?
Old School. Like that's a total like old school, like something would happen. You're like laying face down in the pool at the bottom.
Dude, I was so good on Saturday too. Like I didn't get drunk at all, but I got drunk enough Friday night that Sunday I was still hungover. So it kind of sucked. But regardless, it was a good weekend. So, I know you were pretty busy with the new house and the new move and everything too. So congrats to that.
Yeah,
a dope new crib.
Yeah, man. You have to come down and check it out.
I plan on it. Hopefully this season we'll get to do a show live together. So that'd
be pretty cool. So, but let's get into this week 6 stuff. We always like to, hit up our waiver wire pickups. A couple notable pickups. We always like to hit, the ones that went for the most money. Travis Fulgham, he went for $35. Who picked him up again? We were talking about this, and I was confused about it.
I forget. Was it Half Baked? Was it Half Baked?
Half Baked, right?
I think he started him in his flex too.
Yeah, he started in flex.
Yep, he did.
Yeah, he did. 13.5 points, man, and that's pretty good. That's a good pickup. I think he was the high. Obviously, he was the highest on him, but I think the next highest was maybe $20 or $19. So he got a good pickup there. I mean, that's 2 good weeks in a row. The only thing that I worry about with that pickup is, you got Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey waiting in the wings.
And
I know I'm biased because I have them both on my team, but they're so injury prone. But it'd be interesting to see how that plays out.
You have Jalen too, their rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe coming back, maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true.
It seems like I don't know. I'm almost even if this is the only week, it was a pretty big week for production wise for him. I know it's not going to help him win this week, but if he turns into something, I've kind of realized that you take your shots at guys that you want or think that can be impactful now. So why not go for it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
With you.
What's that?
You can't take that money with you at the end of the season.
That's true, man. And maybe I set the tone early this year with my terrible pickup, Scotty Miller, and spending all that money on him. I thought for sure he was going to be the Julian Edelman. But anyways, but yeah, definitely this league is totally about if you really want somebody, you better go get them. And that's how everybody kind of treats it,
Mm-hmm.
They're waiting around, or you end up like me with no quarterback. But anyways, that's a story for another day. So let's see here. And then the other pickup we saw was Andy Dalton. Bob went spending for the backup. Maybe if I were a better fantasy player, I would have picked him up. Although after watching this first half, it's not looking too hot for Dalton.
Yeah, I mean, I see why he did that though. Like,
me too.
If he turns into something, great. If not, he doesn't. He has Dak, so it makes sense. It's logical.
Mm-hmm.
I have absolutely no problem with that pickup whatsoever. And I mean, Andy Dalton's, say what you want, but he was a pretty decent quarterback. He was over 500 playing for Cincinnati. And granted, he had AJ Green. He just got smacked right now.
Bob might need to go pick up the third string guy.
Sure, that is. Pick him up. As far as backup quarterbacks go in the league, you can do a lot worse than Andy Dalton. So,
for sure.
He probably still has the QB1 tag in the right situation. So to have him on his team with the weapons that he's got, give him a couple weeks, maybe he works out.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's never had guys like this on his squad. And I want to say he was like 10, 15, 20 games over 500 with Cincy. So, they had some pretty formidable teams. So, I mean, it's not like he's terrible, but, he's also a backup. So,
yeah. I think the bigger implications of this, and we didn't really talk about it much, is, it seems like quarterbacks have their, favorite receiver sometimes. Like, so you got three receivers on that team with Gallup, now I'm drawing it, Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. So, CeeDee Lamb has had, in my opinion, a better season than I thought he would at first. I mean, I think he's a fantastic talent, but does it potentially negative impact his fantasy value because maybe Gallup is his favorite target now?
Yeah, man.
You don't really know.
Yeah, how often do you see that happen when a guy backup comes in and he's like tight with the third stringer and getting a ton of targets? So that's what I thought about, like with Mokel's matchup with Uncle Rico. I thought, hey, maybe Uncle Rico sneaks in this win that he badly needs. Well, maybe don't badly need it, but I thought, man, with CeeDee Lamb, maybe Dalton doesn't have good rapport with him. Maybe he won't hit him up very much, but.
Yeah, I know the end of that, what they play the Giants last week when Dalton came in, that last drive, he was just like, I'm throwing it to Gallup every fucking time and seeing what happened. I think he had like 7 points, Gallup that is, on that last drive. He just seemed to target him every time. Yeah. So I don't know if that was just coincidence or what. I haven't really been paying attention to the stats right now, although Zeke's been fumbling.
2 fumbles, man. That's huge. In that, I didn't think Uncle Rico was going to win. I thought he had a shot. Maybe if Lamb didn't see the ball at all, but it's just, it's not looking good now.
Yeah.
All right. So that covers our waiver wire pickups. So why don't we move into noteworthy trades? I guess we could thank Lance for the content for this week because he had 2 major trades. And I don't think you and I disagreed or got into any huge arguments over these, but we definitely talked at length before the show. So the first trade we saw was 2 first-round picks for Chris Godwin, and then and a 3rd rounder. So Uncle Rico got Chris Godwin and a 3rd rounder, and the Yinzers got 2 first-rounders. I feel like it was pretty well known in the league that Uncle Rico was searching for another number 1, and he certainly got one. I don't.
Tough.
What's that?
His team looks tough. Well, I mean, we talked about that a little earlier.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a second. Yeah. So, and maybe we'll start with Uncle Rico's team. I mean, my goodness, on paper, that's a frightening team. But the wild part is he's about to take another L, and he's going to be 2-4. He's going to be tied for one of the worst record. He's going to be tied for the worst record in the league.
Yeah.
Not that his team's.
Well, maybe not. I could still lose this week.
You're not going to lose. We're
not going to jinx that shit.
No, I want to because you did it to me. But so Uncle Rico's team, we were talking about this awesome team. Maybe you can knock him for some of his depth, but oh my gosh, his running backs are ridiculous. His receivers are ridiculous. His quarterback's stupid. I mean, it's pretty wild. The only thing that you could probably knock him for is his tight end, but Evan Ingram, I feel like he's got potential, but I mean everyone's weak. For the most part, other than like 3 teams.
Yeah,
everyone's weak at tight end.
Tight end's one of those positions too that, I mean, if I 3 or 4 years ago, I used to play tight end as a waiver wire week by week fill in. That was just my strategy week in and week out. And there are guys that do that, and then every now and then you find a guy that ends up, doing really well. And, to have the depth that he has at other positions and, the strength with so many guys at wide out that are wide receiver 1, if not wide receiver 1, borderline wide receiver 2, same way with running back. Yep. Like if tight end is the only position that you have to find somebody or you're iffy on, I feel pretty safe about that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, his team's ridiculous. Other than 3 teams in the league, 4 teams in the league, everyone's struggling at tight end. The only other thing, too, you could say about his squad is Tyreek Hill is a wild card. But, I mean, looking at his squad, that's a wild card I'd love to have on my team because, I mean,
when you're that strong with your other wideouts with consistency-wise, like, yeah, I want that. I want that boomer bust.
Definitely.
It seems like that's what it takes come playoff time.
Yeah.
Like you can get through the season with a boomer bust guy, but if you have the guy boom at the right time in the playoffs, it seems like that's how you end up winning leagues.
Yeah, and kind of like a final note on Uncle Rico, I mean, a big loss for him this week to go to 2-4, potentially tying up for the worst record in the league, tied with a few other teams. But he really could have made some ground on the division. Tim at 4-1, after I gave him some praise, boy, did his team lay a turd, like a big, fat, stinky turd. Oh, my gosh, his team was terrible this week. I'm so happy to say that, though, about his squad. Anyways.
I get happy when Tim loses. I don't know why.
I know. It's fantastic. So I guess we can move into the next trade because that also has Lance's team. Lance picked up Antonio Gibson in a second rounder, and he gave away Nick Chubb to Half Baked. So, Half Baked must really like Nick Chubb, or he just that's who he wanted, so we got him. I don't blame him for going and getting the guy he wants. I think maybe he's looking longer term. Nick Chubb will be a good running back for a couple, a few more years. Now you and I talked at length before the show. I find it really peculiar that Lance now has 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. So he's got a lot of draft capital. But Lance, I feel like this isn't his identity. Maybe, Bob could speak to knowing Lance better than I and just being in the league with him longer. But Lance is like grinded out, fight to the last, minute. And he's going to pick up another win, and he's 2-4. He's 2 games, I think, 2 games out of the division. So I'm really surprised that it just feels like he's selling off his team. Like I know he made a comment last week about that, I thought for sure he was just joking. Maybe he has a play up his sleeve. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he's going to make a play for another, a big player. But man, and maybe he was thinking like, maybe I need to start rebuilding. But he's going to pick up a win this week, and might be 2 games out of first place, man. So it's wide open.
Yeah. So the only thing I think we talked about earlier is that I can see from it is Antonio Gibson had a lot of praise, I guess, coming out of college. Washington has not found anything offensively. Their defenses looked okay at times. I think, maybe he's watched some of Antonio Gibson and says, hey, he passes the eyeball test, at least for me. I like what he's doing on the field. I think that he is going to have a higher value later, so I'm okay getting this pick and trading away Nick Chubb. I don't know. I don't necessarily see it, but we talked a little about draft position and stuff like that. I don't think I have a good enough understanding yet with only being in the league. This is my first year of drafting. But then when you look at the amount of picks that he has now with 3 picks in the first round and 2 picks in the second round, he has a lot of, I guess, draft capital.
That is a humongous play. Oh, isn't that Kirk's second touchdown?
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead. Keep talking.
So he has a lot of draft capital. He could potentially find some guys there, although I kind of view it with being you're keeping 8. I don't think there's a lot available, especially if the trades that you make, if those guys finish well and you're at the back end of the first round or the back end of the second round, you're kind of taking shots at guys, unless you're looking at a guy like Will Fuller, for example. Then you're going to do better off.
I'll tell you what, not only can you rub it in the commissioner's face for what he said about Will Fuller, but you beat him pretty good this week. So
I told you that this game is not over yet. We'll talk about it.
It is so far over. Oh my God.
Will Fuller had a pretty good game.
Cooper has 1 reception so far with 0 points. I'm sorry. Will Fuller, man, pulling in 18. Justin Jefferson's looking pretty nice for you. But
yeah,
anyway,
he's looking pretty good too.
Really sticking it to the commish, aren't you, with that Will Fuller pick and then beating him this week? So, but one thing that Matt and I did talk about was just the way the league looks right now with the records looking like the best records 4-2, worst record 2-4. So you're looking at 2 games out of 500 in any division. That's pretty wild, man. We're 6 weeks in. You'd think there'd be a little bit of separation, but it's pretty close. You look at Uncle Rico's team. He's had some misfortune as far as points against. 596. That's quite a bit. But I mean, look at Tim's team, 632 to 500. So it's wide open, man, and that's why I said it's a race to 7, man. You got to get 7 wins.
Yeah, I think especially this year too, because it seems like there's so many guys that have come out. Like every year that you have fantasy players that you find on the waiver wire, or or late round draft picks that end up panning out. And I could be wrong, but I feel like for a league that keeps 8, there's so many guys that wouldn't have been on the fantasy radar at the beginning of the season that because of injuries or because of that or quarterback switching teams, like you have a lot of guys that have kind of stepped up, and a lot of guys that really aren't playing to what their thought of value was. So I think it makes the league really interesting because you've seen pretty much all the teams have explosive weeks and not so great weeks. Some of us are on the not so great weeks more than others, but you know what I mean? Like it's really going to be a wide open league. And now I think you see some of the rookie wide receivers, the ones that are probably going to be worth a keeper status or at least a wide receiver 1 on their respective team, or a fantasy value of a wide receiver 2 or higher. Chase Claypool's now put together a couple good weeks in a row. Justin Jefferson's looked good, since he's kind of gotten the rhythm with that offense. And there's a handful of other guys that are kind of, if they continue to rise, they're those fantasy team, those guys that have them on their team, could be pretty good.
Yeah, man, it's really interesting, and I'd say the next 2 to 3 weeks it'll be fun to talk about on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, so next thing we got, we always got our game of the week. So game of the week is what it's looking like right now is Taco's Truck against the H-Town Flatliners. Both teams are 2-3. I think Steve-O had the Arizona kicker and Christian Kirk, and then Rich has Kyler Murray. And I really thought Rich had a pretty good shot just because I just didn't really, have a whole lot of faith in Christian Kirk. And, sometimes a kicker can go off, but, a lot of times they don't score over 10. So I really thought he would be pretty safe. But, man, 2 touchdowns already by Kirk. Woo. It's kind of cool. It feels like every week we're talking about games and the players that are involved in it are impacting it every time. And tonight's no different.
Yeah, so I think with the rest of this game, especially if Dallas needs a touchdown before the half. Otherwise, I think this game gets pretty much out of hand, which may hurt Kirk's value in the second half of the game. And usually like Kirk has almost as many points as Kyler Murray right now. If you thought any wideout on that team would have had that many points, you would not have been like, oh, it's going to be Christian Kirk.
Right.
So I think Kyler Murray may have some ability on the ground in the second half just because they may not take as many risks. Could be wrong. So I still think this game could be closer than what it looks right now because, as I'm looking at it live, Sleeper has H-Town as an 81% favorite to Rich's 19%.
Which is drastically different than whenever we got on here. Whenever we started this show,
right.
it was in favor of Rich.
Right. So I don't know. I still think this game ends up being very close, like a 3 or 4 point win for either side.
Yeah.
I'd like to. Actually, I don't want to root for Rich. Never mind.
His last name's Boozy. It's hard to root for, but that's Tim's fault.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you go in and you started looking at these like league standings, and this game has huge ramifications. Like, you look at Steve-O's team. I was able to beat Whitus this week, which I was surprised. I definitely didn't think I was going to beat him, but Steve-O picks up this win. He goes to 3-3, and he's 1 game back of Whitus. Actually, I don't know if they've played head to head, but still, I mean that's wild for Steve-O's team, who has looked pretty bad most of the year. He's 1 game out of the division. Mm-hmm. That's wild. And then you go down to Rich's team. This is a huge opportunity to pull within Bob's team, especially before he gets healthy. You're dealing him a big L. Will Fuller just all in his face, like, suck it, and Rich. I mean, this is really big, in these divisions. So really surprised to see, it's cool to see that this game, has a lot of value to it.
Yeah. So that we don't have any bets this week.
No bets. Yeah.
No bets, as this game is a little late. So nothing to really go off of. I don't know if the live spread is. I'd maybe consider taking Dallas in points if it was enough points in the second half. Yeah. But I'm not touching it. I'm not betting anything at this point.
I do have money on the over, so I'm rooting for more scoring, but I don't know, man. We'll see. If Dallas can get it in here before half, that'd be pretty good.
What was it? What'd you get the over at?
I think it was 55.
Oh, yeah. If it's 28, you're looking okay. You get 28 at the half.
I need Dallas to keep it close. Anyways, I mean, I don't really have anything else more to discuss. I hope you guys, have been enjoying the show. Seriously, if we try to do it Sunday evenings because that's better.
And if we know that one of you guys wants to come on the show and talk about something, we'll make sure that we plan it a little better and a little more accordingly. Hoover and I pretty much text the day of and go, hey, we're going to do it tomorrow just because schedule's not working out. But if we get something set in stone, you guys text us by like Friday or early Saturday that we can say, hey, let's talk. This is what we want to kind of make the live stream about. We want to pull you in and have you talk about this because we'd love to hear some feedback from the rest of the league.
Yeah. If Lance wants to jump on and talk about his trades and, obviously he doesn't need to tell us what his plan is because maybe that's part of his, what he's got going on. But, anyone, honestly, we had Whitus on, which was great. And he's kind of co-commissioner. I think you'd call him of the league. So I think next, the next thing would be to get, Bob on here and,
I think Bob would be
Roger to come and talk about the health of the league. So I think we'll get Bob on here hopefully sometime soon. And then
he's been he's always very active in the chat after the podcast, which I greatly appreciate. But I think getting him on here would be a good idea too. Especially with the way this week's shaping up and where we'll be at, standings wise next week. I think it might be a good time to bring him on. I know he said he was having something come out too of his own.
Yeah.
So maybe talk about that a little bit too.
Yeah, man. If Bob wants to come on and talk about, maybe some of his rankings or something like that, I know he likes to do that. So maybe, he can come on and we can.
Tim said he wanted to come on too, but we're going to charge him $100 a piece. So
that's don't even try and give us PayPal. It ain't happening.
Cash only.
But yeah, so any of you guys want to jump on, seriously, come on in you don't even have to have anything to talk about. You can just jump in on the conversations that Matt and I are coming up with. And hope you guys are enjoying it. If you have some ideas, things that you'd like to see us talk about, let us know. But anyways, Matt, you got anything else?
Nope, I'm good. I might have another shot, though. I'm not sure. That first one was pretty good.
Well, I'm back to work, so I got to take
I just been working this whole fucking time.
All right. Well, anyways, we'll talk to you later, man. GFFL, have a good night.
Peace.